Call me biased and all, but I reckon Hawthorn will be improving.
I've
Listen,
got a
like,
thing about Hawthorn, by the way, because I think they are. I don't think they want to improve. And
you don't think so?
I'll tell you why I don't think they want to improve. And I've been talking to a lot of people about it, and I think a lot of people have this same mindset is they are really looking to trade away all of these veteran players. And it was even clearer today. They delisted Cole Hardigan. And I'm not saying Hardigan's any that good of a player. The Hardigan's a player that can help you win a game. He can do a job on a key fault. And then there was the other one that Tom Mitchell's management has reportedly been meeting up with St Kilda's management very heavily at a cafe, and they are also saying that Tom Mitchell 100% wants out. Hawthorn are also looking to trade Bruce and Gunston, so I'm not sure if they want to get a whole lot better. I'm not sure about that.
Well, it's with the Tom Mitchell thing, I think it's very clear that him playing for our team this season, he didn't do anything. He wasn't a big reason why we won any games, and he definitely wasn't the reason why we lost any games. He had a bit of a dud year. He wasn't
Mm.
shit, he wasn't great. He was just average, and he definitely probably needs to be moved on. I think I'll be the one to say as a Hawthorn fan, I don't want Tom Mitchell on this team anymore.
Mm.
And not saying I don't love Tom Mitchell. I do. I'm a big fan of Tom Mitchell's game. I just don't think looking at Hawthorn, he's not what we need right now, especially when we've got other players in the midfield, which we wouldn't mind giving some more time to. Like there was times when he was dropped, he was omitted. Tom Mitchell. It's this season we're trying to give next season, sorry, we're trying to give minutes to players like James Warple, who's been very disappointing. But when Tom Mitchell was out with his leg like 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
He
James
was
Warple
a
had his
gun.
amazing he had
Yeah.
his amazing star season, and that was with Tom Mitchell out. And whenever Tom Mitchell doesn't play, Warple kills it. So it's a big thing where it's like, we gotta look at the young players which are killing
Mm.
it and say, and Warple has been very disappointing. So let's say hopefully he can
Yeah.
improve with the departure of Tom Mitchell.
Yeah, well, they're saying St Kilda are very, very heavy favourites. Again, that report that he's been meeting up his management has been meeting up with at a cafe with St Kilda's management. I think was actually from the owner or something like that. I think it was actually reported from the owner of the cafe or something, which is really funny.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm not sure how much he helped St Kilda, but we got to remember that Hawthorn didn't want him in the team. Clearly, he was only there to somewhat keep his trade value intact. They even moved him to the wing towards the end of the year. I remember watching the Richmond game and seeing this guy just on the wing the whole game. That's clear enough. Then you've got Bruce and Gunston. First of all, the same teams that are interested in Bruce are like interested in Gunston. I think Brisbane have inquired about both of them. GWS did last year. GWS won't this year. North Melbourne under Clarko have inquired about both of them. I heard Port Adelaide are very much fishing around a couple of dudes. Carlton, I think, are interested in Bruce, all this type of stuff. I suspect that Hawthorn will trade both of them. I think they will trade Mitchell. They've just delisted Kyle Hardigan. And I think they will be shopping Wingard and O'Meara. I don't think they'll be successful in shopping them. You also got big boy McAvoy, who has retired, Liam Shields, who was retired, a couple other things that go on. They delisted a couple of experienced dudes as well. I have a feeling the direction for Hawthorn next season will be to tank. And I know a lot of people have said, oh, but they brought in Carl Amon. Carl Amon's a good player, but I don't think he changes that. Carl Amon's a dude that shines in a really good team. He's probably not going to make that much of a difference to a bad team. So I feel like that's the reason that they've done this. And I do think they'll be one of the teams on the downfall. But also, I said they would do that this season. And Sam Mitchell is a genius coach. He's one of the best coaches in the game. And he's only been in it for like a year. Don't be surprised if Hawthorn still finish like 12th or 13th, just because like the young core and Sam Mitchell, they're already enthused with each other. That's why I don't think they'll finish bottom three, to be honest. Like I think a lot of people are saying they definitely could. Yeah, if I said they just did, I definitely take that back. I'll go about 12th to 13th. I'll say for Hawthorn. Sam
So
Mitchell's still got to be coach.
around the same as this year, pretty much.
Yeah. I think you'll
Um,
have a lot more younger players and you'll get rid of all those veterans, but you'll probably bounce around. And if they finish 16th or whatever, probably even a bigger win for Hawthorn.
oh, it definitely is. You know, if we can get more picks, it's
Yeah.
ideally what this team needs. The team needs to. Do I want it to happen? No, but this team ideally needs to have a lot of crappy seasons to come, just to get some good picks, some better players coming in.